The supreme leader of the Orthobros is a Russian Orthodox walking clown emoji named Dyer.
All right, let's get to this because we're never gonna get through this. I want you guys to go visit Tristan's stream later tonight. We're gonna be analyzing the second half of the Lord Voldemort Sneako debate. Sneako is, of course, Goblin of the Week. He has seems like he kind of had a mental breakdown. I saw a stream where he was weeping on stream, but you never know when these streamers are like doing it for the stream for effect or when they're really having a mental breakdown. It's hard to know, with IRL streamers, like what's part of the story, whether they're, this was the same with reality TV. If back in the day, reality TV would do the same stuff where they would fake these meltdowns and drama for the camera. So I don't know if Sneako really had a meltdown or if he was just hamming it up. But let's get back to him versus Alex, because I'm told this gets even crazier.
With the Democrat socialist to be able to dominate, and I can play you thousands of imams in Dearborn, Michigan, and Houston, Texas, and everywhere else in Plano, Texas, saying we're taking over. Everybody sees those videos.
I'm gonna skip ahead.
The No Chicom agent, and you look at Fang Fang and Swallowswell and all the Chinese spies.
You're going on tangents again.
Are you saying China, geopolitically, is not our main military adversary? It's not the main spy force?
I didn't say that. I said China does not predominantly control Hollywood. I didn't say anything about...
I'm going to say this very slowly to you.
You said
Okay, we fact-checked. We did some Reddit fact-checking and Snopesing. Remember Snopes? Nobody even cares about Snopes anymore. That's funny. We already heard all this point. Alex is actually correct. We found the old articles where multiple studios had been sold to China, so we're going to skip ahead.
Muslims to then get Jews to immigrate to Israel, and Israel founded and created Hamas, and Israel works with Al-Qaeda and gave them field hospitals. And so see, that what I'm saying is secretly behind the evil scenes, you've got Islam working with Israel in a big sick plan.
Islam's working with Israel?
Yeah, not Iran.
Islam's working with Israel.
Definitely Saudi Arabia.
I'm not trying to get a clip, but are you saying Islam
definitely?
Yes, Islam openly, in terms of ISIS, Al-Qaeda, openly works with Israel. The former head of Mossad has talked about this on Al Jazeera interviews. This is in Timber Sycamore, the $1 billion program with CIA and Mossad to overthrow Assad. CIA and Mossad to overthrow Assad. We already covered all this. We're going to skip ahead.
Said about what I said. And you asked a question, you went on a million tangents. You said, why did you say that you want people to become Muslim? For the same reason you say every knee will bow, every tongue confess. You want people to have goodness. I don't want to force anybody. I don't want to...
Sorry.
That's great. Most of them don't, because liberalism is rampant, because you guys are so afraid of Islam.
I live by what I say. In fact, that's it. I've had at least 10 more. But I admire Elon having 100 kids.
The majority of Western people that follow you and the majority of people that are afraid of Islam, they don't. Conservative values are decaying every day.
We heard all this. We must have gotten further than I remembered. So let me skip ahead a little bit.
Freedom.
Of course I want free will.
Freedom. No. Freedom to be educated, informed, and touched by God, by the Holy Spirit, by Jesus Christ, to then be a light and salt in the world. To say free will creates evil. Well, that's because free will, you can choose good or evil.
I'm saying liberalism creates evil.
Free will is the great gift God gave us, part of consciousness.
Yeah, I'm not against free will, Alex. You're not understanding what I'm saying. Liberalism is why the birth rate's declining. And then people like you love to have the boogeyman and say Muslims are taking over, even though they're 1.3% of the population. This is not...
You're 2 billion people. You're expanding. You're having more kids than anybody.
Yeah.
And the thing
so maybe you should take over. Oh, great point.
You're taking over.
Great point.
Listen, just because we're sick and a parasite is coming in, a Stone Age monotheistic religion that enslaves women, and that I'm supposed to embrace you. I'm supposed to embrace you as the answer.
Women in America are slaves to Jewish supremacy, telling them to open up an OnlyFans. This is what is the dominating ideology here.
And I oppose that, and I publicly speak about that.
So then maybe take a page out of our book. There's 2 billion Muslims.
We're discussing Islam right now.
Actually, and I mean, I think Sneako totally loses this debate, but he actually does make a couple interesting points when it comes to classical liberalism and the classical liberal ethos that Alex, I think, falls prey to. So even though the overall debate obviously went to Alex, as far as I've heard so far, and I don't think Sneako's going to come back from it. This is, and we said this last time we did the first half, like critiquing classical liberalism, I think, is necessary. It's very effective. We have a whole series coming out with Pavel Shalin. He's the Russian Pajot. That will be premiering in September. We've filmed 5 episodes of this, and essentially this is our whole post-enlightenment critique. We want to lay down a 10-episode mega podcast going super deep, deconstructing the classical liberal ethos. Doesn't mean everything about the Enlightenment's bad, but we want to point out the major presuppositional flaws, and ironically, that's kind of what Sneako's doing right here. However, doesn't mean Sneako has the right answer. Islam is not the answer. Islam is part of the problem. Islam is part of the cancer, not the answer.
You want to talk about Israel? Let's go.
No, I want to talk about the birth rate problem. And this is all tied in because you're so afraid of Islam. Clearly, we're doing something right if we figure out how to have children and you guys can't.
Well, and you even have higher birth rates in the West because you go sign up for welfare and become welfare queens and sit around in your nightgowns all day.
I mean, they never talk about the welfare happening in Lakewood, New Jersey, where they are having their own hospitals.
The Jews are milking it too. The Orthodox Jews.
Absolutely, and that doesn't get talked about. I mean, look,
I talk about it.
The other guy, what's his name? Tyler, Nick Shirley, he gets invited to the White House for exposing the fraud in Minnesota. Tyler Olivera exposes the fraud in New Jersey, and he gets banned from Israel.
Let me ask you this about Islam. What about the marrying first cousins over and over again and the fact that very small percentage of Muslims...
This is funny because this debate is all over the place. Like, it doesn't stay on one topic. It just keeps going all over the place. So Sneako says one thing, and then Alex says another thing, and then Alex says something, and then Sneako says something totally different. It's just wild. Which could be entertaining, but it's not the best format for a debate. But let's see.
It's allowed in the Bible too. More boomer slap, Alex. Cousin marriage is allowed in the Bible. You know that? There's so many similarities between Christianity and Islam.
There's a new covenant. So you support multi-generational first cousin marriage?
I support Islam, and we have far more in common.
Having two eyes on the side of your head like a flounder?
Most of the incest is coming from people that want to keep their ethnicity the same, that think that they can't spread, that they have to be within their own. Incest is rampant in Israel. It's not rampant in the Muslim world.
That's a lot of their paranoia and mental illness. And so Islam has that with...
I don't believe that's true, that it's not rampant in the Islamic world. I don't think that's true at all. Weird stuff there. But we've seen it throughout this debate when we did the first half of it, like, dude, half of the shit Sneako said is just pure bullshit.
Royalty and with Judaism, a lot of inbreeding.
You still haven't answered what is going to be the solution to fix your birth rate. What are you going to do?
Well, and what's the solution for you to fix the record number of deformities in Pakistanis and others?
That's completely
a lot of two quote ways back and forth, which makes it funny.
You're just echoing more. You're just repeating more slop.
So you endorse first cousin marriage, even multi-generational?
So you're Christian. Cousin marriage allowed in Christianity.
I know it didn't do.
If you want Christian law, you agree.
That's the problem.
You're acting like Christianity and Islam are very different.
We have to tell people in West Virginia, hey, quit screwing your sister.
Okay. Are you?
Hold on a minute. Hold on. You endorse multi-generational first cousin marriage?
I just answered your question like 3 times. I support Islam. Islam is good. We have a solution.
So is it good that Muhammad married the 9-year-old?
Is it good that Rebecca was married to Isaac at the age of 3? This is in the Old Testament. Is it good that you can go pay 50?
This is total bullcrap. It's actually the Talmud. This has been shown many times. Rebecca was not 3. That's a Talmudic interpretation of Genesis. Genesis doesn't say anything about Rebecca being 3. It's total bullcrap. And this has been refuted, by the way, countless times over online in terms of, I mean, literally 10 years ago, people were refuting this as a Talmudic reading. Nothing to do with Genesis.
For your slave in the Old Testament because you believe that. Is it okay that you can be a woman and then she become your wife? This is in the Old Testament.
Is it good that Moyles, perform circumcision with their teeth? No.
Okay. But all this is also part of Christianity. You're acting like there's all these differences. It's not.
No. Yeah, none of it. Again, this is not part of Christianity. Again, so just because, by the way, something, and I'm not saying that I concede what Sneako was even saying about the Old Testament, but if there was, say, elements of polygamy or whatever that were tolerated in the Old Testament, that doesn't follow from that that's part of Christianity, especially if Jesus is the Son of God and he comes to fulfill the law and then say what is abrogated and what is not abrogated for the new covenant. It doesn't follow from that everything in the Old Testament is part of Christianity. But again, Muslims are so low tier, they have no idea what the Christian position even is about the Old Testament. They don't even know how to understand that. When you start talking about the temple and the Old Testament liturgy, they don't know what you're talking about. They don't even know what that is. Like, they think the Old Testament is just Unitarian Islam. And if you start talking about the temple, that the Jews corrupt. So basically, like, gigantic portions of the Torah are corrupted. Yes, but very corrupt. Okay, so what's the principle to know what part's corrupt and what's not? The Quran. But the Quran says to go and look at the book that Jesus had within his hands to judge the Quran. It's just insane.
Oh, the New Testament is a new covenant and changes the Old Testament. There's a new covenant in the New Testament where we don't have all that.
Yeah, but you also acknowledge that
under
part of your religion, part of your faith.
Under Islam, you follow the Old.
No, again, acknowledging it as part of the faith means that we acknowledge that it was appropriate for that time, but it doesn't follow that because it was appropriate at that time that it's eternally always the case.
Testament.
You follow the Old Testament too. This is part of. Do you not know what Christianity is?
No.
It's
you
not.
Specifically say it's just as important as the new.
No, we don't. We say it's been corrupted. We say that rabbinical Judaism.
By the way, you say.
Yeah, but he doesn't understand that rabbinic Judaism, that's the very thing he appealed to say that Rebecca was 3. That's the Talmud. That's not the Torah. So he doesn't know what he's talking about. He thinks that all of Old Testament Judaism teaches Islamic Unitarianism. And as you see in the Daniel Hakikachu debate, when dude, again, like, I've had 10 years of Muslim debates now. When they talk about Islamic Like when you talk about the Old Testament, they literally just assume it's like the Quran. They've never read it. They don't even know what's in it. They have no clue or no idea. That's why anytime you bring up a problem text for them, of which there are dozens, they will immediately say, that's the corrupted texts. But you just cited the Old Testament to prove this and that doctrine out of the Quran. Yeah, but those are the texts that are not corrupted. So which are the ones, how do you know? Well, it's whatever the Quran says. Yeah, but the Quran says to check the new revelation from Muhammad on the basis of the Torah and the Injil. So this is literally an insane religion. It's a schizo, like just 80 IQ religion.
Jesus will return at the end of the world where we all fall asleep and die. That's not what the Bible says. But you do not say Jesus is the Son of God. So you're not saying Jesus is the Messiah. That's not true.
Jesus is the Messiah. He's not the Son of God. Dude, doesn't.
So again, and this is actually funny because Islam does say Jesus is the Messiah, but it doesn't have any meaning or significance in Islam. They don't understand that the term means the anointed. It's a Hebrew term for the anointed one. But because Muhammad didn't understand any of that, and there's basically no role for Jesus in any salvific sense, he's just this sort of prophet who then actually comes back and judges the world somehow, which, by the way, Allah alone judges the world in their text, but also Jesus judges the world. So they messed up and actually included some of the texts that prove the deity of Christ out of the Gospel of Matthew, right, in the Quran, but they don't know that. They're too stupid to figure that out. So when you point out the fact that, well, then what is the Messiah? They don't know. There is no position for Messiah in Islam. It's just a title, right? Yeah, but a title meaning what? That's like, it has a lot of significance in the Hebrew tradition. So calling him Messiah is pointless if there's no role for the Messiah.
Have a dad because dad is not God. Do you want to talk about something real? Okay, look at how upset you got about me saying, inshallah, the world becomes Muslim. There was a Jewish celebration for the Antichrist in Times Square last month, the day after the Times Square prayer. Maybe you got upset about that. They're chanting, we want Mashiach now. Do you know what the Mashiach is?
Why do the Muslims block highways and do their prayers?
I can't even answer. I can't even make a point.
Yeah, but the same Mashiach that they're going to fall for the same Antichrist as the Mashiach of the rabbinic Jews, because they all have the same Antichrist philosophy that Jesus isn't the Son of God.
Without you misdirecting, is your whole thing just confusing the conversation constantly? So
I'm not confusing the conversation.
Is that your whole thing?
Saying.
Every time
Say
somebody
what
gets to a point, you
Say
just say
what
chi-coms and something else so that nobody can make any sense.
Chi-coms.
Okay, I'm saying something and you immediately just don't want to listen.
So I will say, although Sneako is not very intelligent and he's not a good debater, he is quick on his feet and he is good at obfuscating. So he's cunning, but he's not good at debate. I mean, if he wanted to, he could be. He has potential to, if he were to amend his ways, he could be potentially a good debater. And he's a quick talker, but he is severely ignorant, has no idea really what he's talking about. But he's good enough at being kind of silver-tongued to talk his way out of stuff.
It's immediately misdirect. That's your
Go
whole thing.
ahead. Tell me about how sweet the Muslims are. Go ahead.
I'm not. I'm talking about
We love our Somalis. We love our Muslims too. Oh, they so good. Oh, they so sweet. I'm going to stab your daughter at the mall. Woo. Going to stab your son, your wife. And the police chief is going to say, we love.
I like how he just sits there and lets Alex sing the folk song.
Our Somalis. We love our Muslims too. Oh, they so good. Oh, they so sweet.
You don't hate me.
Sneako.
You want to hate me. You want to demonize me. I don't know what it is, but come on, man.
Sneako.
We're not that Christians and Muslims. We're not that different, Alex. We have a common objective. We want Jesus to return.
Yes.
We do.
Lord,
Now after all of the insane shit that shows that we're obviously totally different religions. Oh, actually, we're really close, bro. Yeah, sometimes we flay you and kill you and crucify you and murder you, but we're actually pretty cool and we're actually really close.
Your defenses, we mean you no harm. It's like Mars attacks. Don't run. We are your friends. I'm like, wait.
You're the one calling for me to get deported.
That's actually true, right? Because just like in Mars Attacks, Alex loves that reference because he's always citing Mars Attacks, where the little aliens show up and they're like, "We mean you no harm. We are your friends," and then they immediately start disintegrating everybody, and they keep saying it as they're disintegrating everybody. No, stop. We are your friends. We mean you no harm. Right? People are just disappearing.
What? I never
told you that was rhetorical.
It was retardal.
Retardal.
That was stupid. Like, you can't just say something and then backtrack completely. The entire frame of this conversation is basically
rule the planet called.
What does that even mean? Like, what does that even? What do you mean? So you're just saying nonsense knowingly? You're just saying slop to get people.
I love these like pseudo debates, dude. They're really sometimes they're so entertaining and funny. This is like really funny comedy right here. I mean, it's not rhetorical, it's rhetorical.
Enrage and spread fear mongering intentionally.
Sneako, I did 4 hours before this. I'm doing this to you. You're coming on my
Are you,
show.
are you drunk right now?
No, unfortunately.
What was that? What was that in that cup?
That's iced tea and some.
Come on, you put a little bourbon in there.
No, it's iced tea.
Even working
Guys,
out.
bring me the Rudy's iced tea. If anybody's down here out of the thing, I actually want some more of it. It's non-sweet Texas iced tea.
Are you on Ozempic?
Nope.
No. You got help you out of nowhere. You lost some weight. You're, the bald look is it's not bad on you.
I got fat. Thank you. I'll do it. This is what I'm on. See this? This is not what you get Jack Daniels out of.
Yeah.
I'm not really a whiskey guy either. Back when I used to drink, that's how I lost so much weight.
You're sober now?
I'm on not drinking. That's what I'm on right now.
You're not cloned, right? You got to beat the cloning allegations.
And I got this too. Topo Chico.
Sparkling water. Yeah, you played that clip of your friend Andrew Tate saying that I tried to have sex with him 4 years ago, and then he continued to do streams with me for 4 years. What was that all about?
Well, you did say that you thought you were gay when you were 14.
You said that you thought Blair White was attractive and that God works in mysterious ways.
I like the competing, like who's more gay segment of this debate. This is funny.
That your genetics thought that that was a real woman. I was saying that this is from
You
a
act like
comedy
that's some
podcast
secret
from when I was
show. That
14
was
years
on
old.
my main show,
You're
and
clipping
I
up from
said,
when I was
why?
14. You're the one saying you were bricked up from Blair White from this man. If you want conservative values, why are you getting horny from
bricked up means
from a transgender?
I've never.
No cap, you was bricked up, dog.
I was explaining that why are the transgenders saying it's a woman when they dress like big fat demon clowns to take over the thing of women?
Your phone background was Blair White in a bikini. This is a transgender man.
Well, I'd never been with her in a bikini. She was on the show, and I said, I understand there's some men that feel like they're women, and I know there's chemicals that bend
You see,
genders.
that sounds kind of woke of you. That sounds a little bit leftist.
That's why I had Blair White on like 12 years ago when he first transitioned, and I said I thought it was destructive, but I don't hate those people individually.
Oh,
Blair
you
White
champion LGBT. That's good.
No, Blair White.
You're an
is not
LGBT
targeting-
champion.
I'm not going to throw Blair White off a building. I'm not Islamic. The point is that you're not letting me talk. You're like, oh God, Blair White, we got the secret
That's
thing.
good. You
Blair
support
White-
trans people.
No, what the point of having Blair White on is Blair White says keep away from the kids, don't have it in schools. I've been at a comedy club before with Joe Rogan when Blair White, uses the men's bathroom. And my issue is that the chemical.
This is such a ridiculous debate. This is so awesome. This is why blood sport debates are awesome at times, right? I mean, a lot of times they suck, and a lot of people whine and bitch about blood sport debates. But if we didn't have just retarded, crazy level blood sport debates, we wouldn't have one of the funniest debates of the year.
In the first month of the embryo forming, atrazine doesn't just bend frogs or birds or other things, but mammals. It actually changes cells in the brains, so people literally become hermaphroditic in their brain structure and in their bone structure. So they're not really female, but it bends them that direction. I've said give them testosterone to bend them back and growth hormone. Like when you have a midget, give them growth hormone, or if they have acromegalia, you can block that or do a surgery in the pituitary. So
I love it. This went from Islam to debating trans drugs and the drugs you can give midgets to make them taller.
I was saying that it really is people are being born like this because they're being bent by the chemicals that are in all the studies. The atrazine alone at allowable levels bends our genders. And I was saying that you're not an ugly, gross, horrible guy.
Love how Alex went to like, bro, I even have the secrets to cure midgets, dude. Like, I know the drugs that we could literally save the little people with. How dare you challenge me, Sneako, with your retrograde Islam? You're not even helping the small people.
Goblin man who's actually attacking women's spaces or trying to be in women's sports, and that I don't single out people like you that really think they're a woman. I don't think you're a bad person because I do not want to throw homosexuals or trans people off of buildings. I do not believe they should be killed under Islam. And so you're right. But you act like you found
You
something.
champion the LGBT. I mean, imagine if you did it.
I like this line of reasoning from Alex. Like, maybe we should start like slipping them on the down low, some of these, secret drugs, right? Like whether it's the TRANZ or whether it's the little people, like maybe we should start like reversing it by putting into the public water supply the things that make us all taller, more masculine, etc. You would have to figure out a way to have gender and height segregated water fountains. If we could just have gender segregated water again, we bring back gender Jim Crow, then we covertly put the reverse drugs into those fountains. Boom! We got a problem solved via Alex's methodology. I like this. And by the way, Sneako has nothing like that. Sneako couldn't. I don't hear Sneako proposing to bring back Jim Crow water fountains for little people.
1% of that energy about transgenders towards getting rid of Jewish supremacy in America. Man, we would be so much further.
Man, listen, I'm against men and women's sports. I'm against recruiting kids in schools. I fight that. I spent a lot of time on that because the system was pushing it. And then I spent a lot of time on Islam, a lot of time on Israel, a lot of time on China, a lot of time on people being lazy, people not being hardworking. I mean, I cover it all, dude. I'm only here 4 hours a day. So I don't know what you're talking about. You jump around here. I've always said I don't hate homosexuals. I don't hate trans people. Okay, I don't sit there and judge them for that. Okay, that's the media goes, Alex is a right-winger, homophobe, blah, 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 blah. I am a populist, conservative Christian, but I don't hate people. Listen, here's my deal. It's just as big a sin that I lust after women. It's just as big a sin that in my life I've been very promiscuous. I've done sins way bigger than gender bending. A lot of people didn't have choice. When I was younger, the left always goes, God, he admitted this. He's a hypocrite. He's against abortion now. It's like,
I'm not sure that is worse than gender bending. I mean, getting your girlfriend to having a bobo, I'm not sure that is worse than. I mean, that'd be a tough call because, if you are gender bending, you're conceivably like destroying the possibility of any future. You're essentially kind of killing your future progeny, right? And that is also what a bobo is, but even one abobo versus like infinite abobo, right? Like I don't know, this is weird logic.
Saying I committed a murder and then I went to jail for it hypothetically, and now I'm against murder. When I was younger, I believed it was a blob of tissue, and I paid for probably 6, 7 abortions I know of by the time I was like 18. And then I repented of it and stopped doing it. And the next time I got a girl pregnant, I got married to her and had 3 of my first kids. So that's how that is. And I said, I'm not judging people that had abortions. I know you got tricked or you didn't know. You need to soften your heart, repent and say you're sorry, and now save others and give money to groups that tell women that they can pay to help have them have their kid and have it adopted. And I've donated money to that, and I've done that to reprove myself in front of God. And I've told the story of how I killed 6 or 7 of my children, and it tears my guts out to now know what I did, so that people that have done that don't have to harden their heart and understand there's a way out of it, and that God will forgive you for it. That's the same reason I've had Blair White on a couple times.
You killed 6, 7
kids? Why on the show,
You
people took
you killed 6, 7 kids?
Yes, I've murdered I think it's 6 or 7 of my children now. I'm a murderer.
Yeah, you kind of sound like a jihadist terrorist that you're afraid of. Killing 6, 7 white babies?
No, I mean,
Wait a minute. Now, so did you see what Sneako just admitted right there? So Alex admitted when he was younger having abobos. Sneako just equated that to jihadis. So you're admitting that you're in a death cult, you dummy.
when I was promiscuous and like 15, 16, 17, 18, I got girls pregnant, and then sometimes I give them the $300, I'd take them to Planned Parenthood, once I had a car. And then one time when I was 18, my dad was in my room and found a Planned Parenthood receipt for $300, and he said, quit killing my grandchildren. And he said, by the way, you're getting out this week. I had a job, I had money. He literally said, I'll help you get an apartment. He co-signed it. I was out of the house in 2 days, and my dad didn't talk to me for 6 months. And then I had nightmares about it. I realized it was wrong, everything else. And then I stood up and I protested hundreds of times in abortion clinics, and I've supported anti-abortion groups, and I've stood up for the right to life groups. I've exposed the baby organ harvesting.
You know that would have never happened under Sharia law?
By the way, can I remind everyone that years ago, I would say 3, 4 years ago, I told all of the dissident right when they started cozying up to Tates and Sneako, you're making a huge retard mistake. I told them all this, and I was right. Who was telling you that Sneako was a retard before everybody else, and to not get buddy? I was, way before even the Muslim Lantern Sneako debate that I did. I was saying this guy is a retard. You're not going to have a Christian Muslim alliance. You guys are stupid, naive people. Now, we even did live streams and open calls where right wingers who were pushing this called in to defend it, and they were all complete idiots. Like the only way you could fall for that is to have like zero understanding of the history of Islam and what they actually teach. That's the only free pass anybody gets. It's like if you're just super ignorant or you're new to these topics, you might be duped by that. It's just so dumb, dude. It's like, dude, you cannot unite with people that are literally sitting here arguing that the Bible teaches you can marry 3-year-olds with Rebecca. I mean, these people are insane.
I've been a sinner, and I've been wrong, and I've done things, and I've admitted I've been wrong,
Okay,
so that
that's
others
good.
that have been
That's
wrong
good.
can understand that they can fix themselves with
That's
God
good.
and with Jesus.
Okay, under Sharia law, that would have never happened.
Oh my God! I mean, there's Sharia law says if you just apologize later, if you're, it's all okay. Listen, here's the deal. I did this.
Muta with the Shia, Muta with the Shia, Muta with the Shia tonight. Do.
Hour with you. I've got to go do headlines. I've got to go work on a bunch of stuff here with the new network we're building. But you said you're coming on my show tomorrow, right?
Yeah, what time do you want me to come on?
Hey, will you go grab Scott or
Also, when you went on your
oh, Sneaky? What time? Noon Central.
He's
Noon
calling
Central.
him sneaky. It's fitting though, isn't he? I mean, like the dude's, he actually is like a sneaky kind of weaselly kind of dude. So calling him sneaky is just like so easy, but also so perfect and so fitting. But there is the super chats, guys. If you want to hit up some super chats to support the stream, Where y'all supporters at? Let's see. I'm gonna have to go full Ruslan on you guys and start asking for X and for 7 figures if y'all ain't gonna be super chatting. Y'all, if you do not super chat, you're just feeding Ruslan to expose me as a grifter dog. So y'all got to super chat. Yes, the whole first half was talking about Owen. Rui says for $10, there's a guy on YouTube that translated a prayer of the Egyptian soccer team, and it was Muslims cursing the Christians. Yeah, no surprise there. But no, we're all good, dude. We're all on the same team. You don't realize that? Like, people need to, dumb Western white people need to figure out that these people are cunning, and they do not have the same moral qualms and allegiances that you do. Duh.
Okay, I'll try to get up for that. Last thing, you said that Ye was on 5 hits of MDMA on the Tucker Carlson show when he went there and said that there's a lot of things he loves about Hitler. That's not, he wasn't on 5 hits of MDMA.
I didn't say he was on 5 hits of MDMA. I said he looked like he was. He pulls up. First he gets there, and then we take him to this hotel, and he doesn't like it. So he goes somewhere else, and then he shows up 2 minutes before the show starts in a mask, because everybody saw
so how'd you know he was on MDMA if he had a mask and you couldn't see his face?
Oh, God, you just disproved me by interrupting.
But he had a mask on. How does he look like?
You're not. Go ahead. Tell me that. You asked me a question. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I mean, you did interrupt me literally the entire time, but
I know, but you just asked me to tell you a story.
No, I just wanted you to explain how somebody could look like they're 5
2
hits
weeks
of
ago,
MDMA
I
with a
said
mask
Ben
on.
Gavir, when he's beating up flotilla women and men on camera, looks like he's on 5 hits of ecstasy. He always does. He looks completely psychotic, megalomaniac. I don't think he's actually on 5 hits of MDMA. What I said about Ye was, I'm telling the story. He pulls up 2 minutes before the show. He gets out of the mask. He has a net and a Yahoo chocolate drink, net and Yahoo. And he says, I'll just wear it for a little while. I said, fine. He comes on. He does like 3 hours. Then he wasn't going to eat. He goes, I haven't eaten a day. I'm fasting. Later he goes, I got to have a salad. So we take a break. He brings in a salad. He pulls the hat off, and his eyes, whatever he was on, were like just solid.
By the way, this is weird because this just reminded me of my dream. I dreamed last night that Nick Fuentes and Kanye reached out and that we had this hour-long conversation. So I don't know if I'm having prophetic dreams. I don't expect that to happen, but this just reminded and triggered in me what my dream was.
Black. I mean, like people's like in the conference room, and he looked like, and I was like, whoa. So, and he's admitted he's had drug issues before. I didn't see him take MDMA. I was just guessing. And okay, and I said it looked like.
Okay, well, I don't think this is out of the bounds of possibility that Ye might have been on drugs. I think that's very plausible. I don't know why Sneako thinks that this is like somehow impossible. But by the way, didn't Ye recently apologize to the rabbis? So why is Sneako not going to call that out?
He was on MDMA. Okay, so that's what I said. I'm not trying to be mean to him. I wasn't trying to put him down. He looked higher than a kite, and so that's what I said.
Okay, let's leave on this.
I just talked about the Ye Heil Hitler guy and everything. I mean, I don't give a shit.
Did you see everybody else?
I don't sycophantically. Ye used to call in these long conversations. I said, sorry, dude, I can have these long conversations. I don't give a shit. Okay, I don't give a shit about any of this stuff. A celebrity, none of it. I just tell it like it is. AlexJonesLive.com, Real Alex Jones on X, and I look forward to talking to you tomorrow.
Wait, I'm not going to come on unless you say that I should not be deported for exercising my free speech rights. Come on, that's an American value right there. I'm a real patriot for exercising my First Amendment and my freedom of religion.
Actually, a good point, which we highlighted in the first half of the debate, which is actually classical liberalism is totally inconsistent on this. Because the whole basis of what makes you part of the republic is just assenting to propositions. And so kind of from the outset, it divorces the nation state, quote unquote, or the people from the government and the idea of what the nation is. So you need stricter ideas of who's in and who's out, obviously.
Well, under Sharia law, it bans most of our speech and creates a monotheistic tyranny. And so
I never said I said I want to practice American values. I believe in the Constitution.
I think anybody trying.
Now, this is a great point, though. This is why Islam isn't compatible with classical liberalism. So all the normie conservatives who repeat that talking point, they're actually correct. It's just that their classical liberalism will always lose to Islam because reality doesn't fit the classical liberal paradigm. That's our whole thesis behind the coming series with Pavel Shalin, by the way.
I already told you that it was rhetorical, just like when I said Piers Morgan. And I think if you don't like how America is, you want to impose, I think you should self-deport to one of these Muslim dreamlands. Why? Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
Self-deport. Again, too.
Actually, I agree with this point, too. Like, these people always feel like they have to fix the liberal West But wait a minute, why do you want to be here if it's the liberal satanic West? Aren't you endangering your Islamic, faith by coming and being part of the great Satan or whatever? So like their message doesn't make sense, but if you understand it as subversion, it makes perfect sense. Of course he wants to make use of classical liberalism to subvert it and to put Islam in power, of course.
Maybe talk a little bit about how Elon Musk is on the Epstein files. Remember when he said that Trump was not releasing the Epstein files?
Listen to me. I literally have a bunch of work to do.
Oh,
so
okay, go ahead. You told all your story times about Blair White. I'm going to hear it and say Elon Musk said that Trump was not releasing the Epstein files because he was implicated in them. Then he shows up with a black eye doing the Illuminati black eye ritual, and then he goes back on the Trump team. That's weird. And now he's amplifying you trying to deport me. That's anti-American.
Did you know? Okay. Let me just answer that. If you'll say I got off here to not answer that. About 6 months ago, I'm in a hotel room. It's dark. You forget.
I mean, can't we please just deport Sneako? Can we just do it? Like, let's pass a law that anyone named Sneako or having the title of they just get deported. How about we just do that? Let's just use the law the way that these people cunningly use the law, and let's pass a law to deport all Sneakos.
You're at sometimes. I wake up to take a piss, and I like walk into a wall and cut my nose and like kind of bruise my eye. And then when I get back to Austin days later, I never put makeup on for the show except this. I went, oh my God, they'll say I'm an Illuminati ritual. My eye is black and my nose is cut. They'll take people get black eyes.
That's not the important part of what I said. It's the Epstein files.
Hold on. I was just addressing the last thing you said. Oh God, I'm dodging again. We can spend an hour on this tomorrow. And I'm not Elon Musk apologist, so that position you put me in is not who I am.
Kind of sounds like it.
See, boom, back to the same bullshit. So what I'm saying is this. He comes out and says Trump is in the Epstein files back in June or whatever, or before June
2025, yeah.
Yeah. So I then say this is terrible. Then Trump goes from saying release it to a cover-up. I've exposed that. He was known Mossad. I was one of the first ever exposed.
Elon Musk was in there.
And then Elon is not on there. Elon is not on there.
He was all over the emails. He was trying to go and have the craziest party. He wanted to let loose.
You're not letting me finish, man. You asked a question.
Well, you're saying things that are incorrect. He was emailing Epstein saying you want to go to the craziest party. He wanted to let loose. He's been really stressed.
You're not. I haven't even gotten to this yet.
You're talking about a story about the hotel room and a frog before you could just you got a little.
No, you brought up that crazy schizophrenic thing that anytime somebody has a black eye, it's an Illuminati ritual.
Okay, that's the least important part of what I'm saying.
I know you said it, not me, buddy. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
And then don't do another question at the end to keep me on here. That's another dirty trick. We can do 2 hours tomorrow if you want. You say whatever you want.
Well, let's stay on topic because you went to a million things. Let's have specific topics.
We'll start with Epstein tomorrow. How's that sound?
Absolutely.
Okay, so.
Now, this is interesting because Sneako didn't come back, right? So the next day, Sneako ghosted Alex for this Epstein discussion. And he said, oh, I had to go to the soccer match, right? Which is where he was doing more of his, if I recall, it was like, oh, I have a soccer match to go to or whatever.
I am in the Epstein files. Did you know that?
You were mentioned, but you weren't communicating with Epstein.
No, exactly. Well, I've got my point yet. I wasn't defending Elon there. I was being attacked for attacking Epstein.
Yeah.
And I'm in the WikiLeaks with the Clintons and the Globals attacking me.
I know.
And I'm in all the secret FBI and Crossfire Hurricane and Arctic Frost and Obama putting him under national security surveillance as a top threat because I'm not a Fed and I don't work for Israel and I don't get money from Qatar or anybody else. I am 1776. I'm not even MAGA. I'm 1776 Americana. Now, obviously, Elon was kicked out of the White House. Elon is not on that big AI board that Trump is on. Elon did get his head of NASA later. He got really upset about Doge not making the real cuts, getting run out. And he said, yeah, you're on the list and you're going to cover it up, which Trump then did. There is Elon talking on there because Epstein was the head of the Trilateral Commission. I didn't even know that until that stuff came out. I knew he was powerful because Dave Rockefeller brought him in 1990 when he was 30. And he would stand in for Dave Rockefeller, the founder and creator of one of those powerful groups. So Epstein wasn't just a super gopher. He was the main Rothschild representative, their ambassador to the world.
Dyer Unfiltered. Shout out to Dyer Unfiltered, a great clips channel. Be sure and follow Dyer Unfiltered clips channel, $20. All right, let's get to the rest of this.
And so everybody was talking to him. Everybody was dealing with him. And so I don't give Steve Bannon a pass. I don't give Elon a pass. I don't give any of them a pass, except with those guys, it's about political power, money, talking to the head of the Trilateral Commission. With Trump, he's actively blocking 3+ million more files coming out. So that is terrible. Epstein was Mossad. All that's bad. And I think Elon should respond to all of that. But at least he got pissed up front and said that. But him talking about, going to globalist parties or being around these elites and making money. Nobody's ever said Elon Musk raped anybody. Nobody's ever said Elon Musk is underage girls. Nobody's ever said any of that stuff.
I'm just saying,
it's strange. I didn't try to act like I'm not his apologist. I've just never seen anything there. But with Bill Gates, it's how do we get rid of the poor people? There's all this stuff about slaves being delivered to the hotel and eating people.
Right.
And we need to know those excise names. And I've been all over Trump about it. And I've broken with Trump over that. So,
and it's strange. Let me respond. It's strange that somebody who was saying Elon said he wanted to go to the craziest parties on the Epstein Island. He wanted to let loose and just go wild. Now he's all up in arms about Pakistani grooming gangs. I find that strange. That the guy who's saying Trump's covering up for the Epstein files is now pushing the slot that you're eating up.
Exterminating whites. I think he legitimately is for the West. He's pro-human.
No, he's bringing in H-1B visas. He's saying that white men are dumb and that he wants more Indian H-1B visas.
I think that was Vivek Ramaswamy.
No. I have the tweet right here. Elon Musk says white men are dumb. That's why he doesn't hire them to work for X. Look at his SpaceX team. It's all Indian. He's not pro-West.
He said white men are dumb. That's
yes. You want to see?
Wow.
Can I share my screen? You want to see before you leave?
Yeah, let me see that. I don't agree with that.
Okay, I'll show you right here. I came with the receipts. Can you see her?
I'll be honest with you. I'm not like the aficionado on Elon Musk.
Look at my, if you go to my stream, I have it right here. I'll send it to you. Well, I'll read it to you.
He said we're dumb, yeah.
Yeah, white men aren't being hired anymore. Elon Musk says, yeah, we're just dumb. Allegedly. We're just dumb.
It's a joke. He didn't say white men are dumb. He said, oh, we're dumb.
Oh, it's a joke when it's Elon Musk, but when I'm at a World Cup game, I'm declaring jihad on America. I'm trying to conquer.
Yeah, I think that Elon was being sarcastic. He's saying, we can't do anything because we're just dumb, so we have to have other people do it. Now, whether that matches up with policy is a different question, but I think that tweet is sarcasm.
Well, I'll give you your emotional. Okay, fine. You shouldn't be deported. Listen, my point is Vivek Ramaswamy wrote a big thing about lazy Americans. And certainly, statistically, there's some of that going on for any multi-generational, group that's had it too good, too long. That's a well-known thing. I mean, people that are middle class or wealthy, they get decadent. But in general, it's an overstatement. It was kind of nasty. But no. Him responding and going, oh yeah, apparently we're just dumb. I don't take it as that. But I'm not an apologist for him. AlexJonesLive.com is the new website with all the feeds and everything else, and Real Shows on X. Sneako. I'm still banned on YouTube. I'm still banned on most places. I'm at rumble.com/AlexJonesShowLive. I've got the whole system after me. Ladies and gentlemen, the weasel from Connecticut, the mighty Mongol, the amazing, all-powerful, sneaky
Allahu Akbar!
Sneako.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Hey, I'll give you this, though. You getting in the ring with the middleweight heavyweight champion, you did take a lot of punches.
Could he knock me down, Alex?
I'm not going to give that to you.
Did he knock me down, Alex? No, he didn't.
I was getting tired watching it.
So if Sean Strickland, UFC middleweight,
you don't even have a brain.
So what makes you think you can deport me?
Have a brain
So what makes you think you can deport me if Sean Strickland can't knock me down, huh? You can't stop me. I'm coming.
No, then tell me. I'm coming. Durka Muhammad.
Allahu Akbar!
The slavery that we take the women as slaves.
And inshallah, you become Abdul Alex Jones.
This is so stupid. What's he doing? Look at it. Alex is going crazy.
Durka Muhammad.
Allahu Akbar!
The slavery that we take the women as slaves.
And inshallah, you become Abdul.
Alex, look, Alex is going full Conan right here, dude. He's like citing, Conan references, and like he just goes crazy.
Alex Jones.
Did you see Sneako's face when Alex did that? Let's see this one more time. Look at Sneako's face. Watch this.
And inshallah, you become Abdul Alex Jones.
Take care, Sneako. We'll see you.
Assalamu alaikum, Alex.
Live.com is where we begin.
Assalamu alaikum, Alex.
Assalamu alaikum. Marry your cousin. It's so much fun.
You really have, and I'll see you tomorrow.
That's going to be the debate of the year, dude. None of these other debates, even nothing at DebateCon is unfortunately going to be able to top. I don't know. Maybe I can go. What if I went crazy with Trent Horn debate? And I started acting crazy like Alex at the Trent Horn debate. That would be it would go viral, get like a zillion views. But look, we told you Dyer is insane. Look at this guy. He's so evil. We got him exposed. Proof, bro, exposed. All right, guys, thank you so much. A lot of fun today. If you would hit like and share, comment down below.